Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Retool's Lightning Demos On Demand Edition. My name is Vasindra. I'm on the marketing team here at Retool and your host for today. So today, three of our startup customers are going to be demoing the Retool apps that have empowered their success teams and reduced engineering overhead. All three of these companies have used Retool to improve their account management and onboarding processes. But the ways in which they've done so have been completely custom to their specific business needs. First up, we have Nikki, a product manager at Secureframe. Secureframe is a SaaS platform for companies to achieve privacy, security, and compliance, think SOC 2, GDPR, and so on. Nikki used Retool to create dashboards that enable their customer success team to onboard new customers and monitor account health, all without needing any assistance from engineering. So take it away, Nikki.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. My name is Nikki, and I'm the product manager at Secureframe. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about how Secureframe uses Retool to empower our internal processes and product analytics. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about myself, then what Secureframe does, and then we'll jump a little bit into the actual use cases that we want to talk about today. Like I said, I'm a product manager here at Secureframe. Outside of standard product development, I help a lot with our internal team and internal tools to help facilitate just process improvement across the board. I also work a lot with our internal teams to do a lot of the product analytics work that helps inform these teams on what the most actionable insights are. Before I jump into the use cases for Retool, I want to talk a little bit about what Secureframe does to give everyone some context. Secureframe is a compliance platform that is founded to help companies get and maintain security compliance. If you ever had to go through a SOC 2 audit or anything similar, you understand how hard that is. We cover frameworks like SOC 2, ISO 27001, HIPAA, PCI, DSS, and a few more. And from the beginning, our platform was really created to scale with you, along with some automated monitoring that we have and productized workflows. We also provide a team of experts, compliance experts that have decades of audit advisory and consulting experience from top firms like EY to help make the process really as easy as possible on your side. Once you get compliant, we continue to monitor your platform automatically to check for misconfigurations in your tech stack and help you stay compliant over time. Overall, this is something that we try to make it easy and seamless as possible so that you can unlock revenue on your side as quickly as possible. Before jumping directly into the demo of how Secureframe uses Retool in a couple ways, I just wanted to talk about them a little bit high level. Firstly, we help our customer success team track customer engagement using Retool. This allows customer success managers to know how engaged customers are in the app and whether they should be reaching out to them if they're not engaged. We also help them, we also surface some analytics to show how efficiently our customers are getting onboarded. Once again, just so customer success managers can go out and reach out whenever necessary. And the last thing, and this is really important too, is we unblock a lot of simple chores. I'm sure everyone's had the experience here reaching out to an engineer or engineering team, asking for something that, should take, 20, 30 minutes and end up taking, 2 or 3 weeks. And so a lot of those simple chores, we want to empower those RCS teams to take those on and not have engineering or product be a blocker. So I'll jump into the demo real quick now. Let's see here. The first thing I want to show is a very simple workflow that our customer success managers use all the time, basically on a daily basis. This is how customer success team creates new organizations in our app or new companies in our app. So when companies are onboarded, part of that is obviously creating an instance for that company in our application. And so these are all the standard fields that we would need to create that company. The CS member basically just goes through, fills out all the required fields, which are highlighted here in Retool, which is very nice to see. And once they have all the required fields filled out, they only need to click submit, and that runs a script that creates a company for that customer success manager. Without Retool, we'd be building not only the backend functionality and the scripts that we had to build anyways for this, but obviously the front end components and whatnot. Also, changes would have to be managed through a normal deploy system like a production application, but fortunately through Retool, that makes it much easier to swap out scripts or debug issues without having to completely deploy a new app. So yeah, this is just one example of an inventory process that we simplified with Retool. There are a couple more that we have, but figured to jump into a different use case that we have for customer engagement. This is an example of an engagement tracker that we built for the customer success team. I'll start at the top here with the high level summary. This basically, if you can imagine a table that shows the last action for every user in our app, and then we choose for each company the last action that we saw for in the app. Imagine a table where we have that information. And initially, when we were looking at this data, we did some ad hoc analysis to try to find out, what companies really are at risk of churning or are at risk of just being unengaged, right? It turns out in the ad hoc analysis, we found there are different, buckets of risk. So if a customer has done an action in the last 10 days, they have no churn risk or no unengagement risk versus customers that have not done an action in the app in the last 50 to 250 days, that's high risk. And these are ones that we really want to pay attention to. This dashboard allows the customer success managers to go in for any companies that they manage themselves, select the last action range and filter down to those companies so that they can reach out to them and do the process for re-engaging those customers in the app. This has been really useful for us. Before in different projects, I've built something like this from scratch through Python scripts and whatnot, but this was essentially a plug and chug in Retool. It makes it obviously lower lift on our side and much easier to maintain. The other set of statistics that we have here, and of course you can't see the actual numbers, are the onboarding statistics, like I mentioned. So outside of general engagement throughout a customer lifetime or a customer life cycle, we also want to make sure that early on in the process, you kind of hit those benchmarks for what is considered a successful onboarding. And so you'll see, this is when the company was created, and then we also track in the dashboard how many users have completed onboarding, how many are still invited but incomplete, how many vendors you have added. We're a compliance platform, so part of our job is to help you track and manage these vendors, and how many internal policies have you published. These are all milestones that we've defined internally as a team for successful onboarding. And if you're a customer success manager, you've had 10 customers join in the last or have been onboarded in the last 30 days, your goal is to make sure these numbers are greater than, 5, 10, 100 based off of the size of the company. So just to take a summary here, these two dashboards are ones that our CS team is using all the time. Engagement is always something that's top of mind for them. And this is something that we just don't have to worry about anymore as a product team or as an engineering team to build something ad hoc, right? We've done the analysis. We can build any additional information we have into these apps, and our customer success team is empowered to take action on that information whenever they have the time. That's it from my side. Thank you everyone for your time, and I really appreciate tuning in. To learn more about Secureframe, please feel free to check out our website at secureframe.com. For product demos, please email us at sales@secureframe.com. Thank you.
Next up is Albert, the co-founder and CEO of Cadana. Cadana is a platform that enables African businesses to digitize their payroll, benefits, and HR, including managing payments to over 90 countries. Albert used Retool to create dashboards that their success team uses to view transactions, understand trends, and then take action on specific accounts and their payments. I'm excited for Albert to show us what he's built.
My name is Albert, and I'm the CEO of Cadana. Cadana allows businesses to pay anyone, anywhere in Africa. Our vision is to build a world where African workers have a clear path to financial success. We're starting out with a cross-border payroll solution. Through Cadana, businesses can hire compliantly across Africa. We help them to mitigate against breaking local labor laws and making statutory payments with errors. We also allow businesses to fund their payroll accounts in their local currencies and make payments to about 50 plus countries internationally. Because employees across Africa spend through multiple payment channels and also use different currencies, tracking employee spend across borders is very stressful. We make it easy for finance teams to see all of the employee expenses in one place and manage that seamlessly. We have a lot of operational overhead because of our cross-border nature of our business. And so with 100 businesses in different countries, managing that is very time consuming, from onboarding to resolving issues to implementing features and managing those feature requests. And because we also disperse payments all across Africa and globally, we work with different payment service providers, and we have to make sure that we have good liquidity and that payments can go through at any point in time. Doing that is very, very hard. And we're also constantly growing, we're evolving, we're trying different billing methods, and we're trying to see how we can evolve that over time without necessarily putting too much pressure on the engineering team. But doing that manually is a waste of time for the entire team. On the product side of things, we're aiming to move very fast. And to do that, we have to take user feedback and iterate and test new ideas. Prior to Retool, we had no dashboards to learn about our feature utilization. AML, KYC, KYB management was very messy. It was also very time consuming for our marketing team to try new things, such as referrals and build notification triggers. And so all of this was a bottleneck to our operations and marketing team. But luckily, Retool came around. Retool allows us to build critical tools without necessarily adding too much work to the dev teams. And so we have been able to build business customer dashboards to see all of our businesses in one place, accounts to manage all of the different currencies in all different businesses. We can see information about users, and now we can actually manage our treasury and liquidity seamlessly through Retool. For specific features that we want to dive into, Retool allows us to also build dashboards and also generally manage our customer support. So I'm going to go in quickly and share some of our favorite tools in Retool. The first here is what we call our earned wage access dashboard. So Cadana has this cool feature that allows workers to access a portion of their salaries early instead of waiting until the end of the month. Through this dashboard, we can now filter by country. For example, we can see data about Ghana or Nigeria. We can select a particular time range. And with the statistic drop tool, we can see various things like revenue and track the average amounts that people are moving on the platform. But one of the things that we really, really love about Retool is we can represent data very visually without too much work. So we've put in a lot of charts now that allows us to see the transactions that are happening in real time. And there are a variety of charts, right? So we can now see data on a transactions level. We can also break it down on a business level. And we can even see here a breakdown of the different channels that employees are using to request their money early. When you couple that with tables and other UI tools that allows you to drill down for a business or a particular user, it's just amazing, right? And so with this, we're able to actually see how users are interacting with this feature, and we're able to make additive changes to make that experience even better. And outside of charts, we have built tools that allows us to also track information across the various businesses we serve. And so now our customer support and our operations team can come to this app. They can see a particular business. They can take some actions that would have otherwise required a dependency on engineers. They can go down and see details about accounts, transactions that are happening on a business level. So this is extremely nice, again, because there's no dependency on the engineering team, and they can come in and do the actions as they want. One of the things that we love about Retool is you can actually aggregate different apps, right, in the same sort of view. And so when an operations member logs in, they don't have to move to different apps. They can just toggle. So for example, if you wanted to now see information about accounts, which allows us to track balances in each multi-currency account, you can easily toggle that to the accounts app. So over here, we can select a particular account. We can see balances. We can understand the activity that's going on in that account. And we can also see transactions that are happening in that account. And on the user level, we can also now search for users by different methods. So we can search by tag, we can search by user ID, by email, and even their phone numbers. And this is incredibly helpful because when a customer support query comes in, now the customer support team has the tools, right, that they can use to resolve any issues. One of the things that we can see here is when we click a particular user, we can see a timeline of all of the information and all the things that the user has been doing in the app. We can also see any disbursements, and we can track any failed disbursements for that user. So that's pretty cool. Um, when you see a particular disbursement, over here, we don't see any issues, but you can actually click a disbursement and it's going to move you over to the disbursement app. In order to view exactly what is happening with a particular disbursement, our team is able to click on that payment. They can go down here and see a timeline of what is happening with that transaction. And so over here, we see that that transaction is in the pending state. We can see who is, which of our payment providers is really causing this issue. We can see where the money is coming from and where the money is also going. And this information is very contextual, right? It can now guide this customer support team to reach out to the engineering team with specific information to help resolve that issue. And so we're very, very excited about Retool. We believe that it has improved our efficiency by about 5x.
And finally, we have Mark, a software engineer from Sensible Weather. Sensible Weather is a weather coverage company. Think of it as the people who can reimburse you for when it rains. Sensible offers weather guarantees on outdoor activities, so you never have to pay for the things you can't control. Mark built a Retool customer support dashboard that powers their core products, so to process tickets, update customer info, and other Sensible specific business functions for their customer support team. I let Mark show us more. Please take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mark from Sensible Weather, and I'll be going through today's lightning demo on how we use Retool to better operate our business. To give some quick background about myself, I'm a software engineer here at Sensible, and I've primarily been working on backend APIs, integrating with platforms, and making internal tooling for our teams to use. So what is Sensible Weather? We are a climate risk technology company, and our first product is a weather guarantee. Basically, what that means is we pay you if you experience bad weather during outdoor travel and outdoor events. And to do this, we made both a climate analytics platform as well as an insurance risk platform and married the two. It's actually super interesting. And our CEO, Nick Cadana, is a PhD climate scientist and pretty much thought of the idea while using weather data to help figure out what are the best weekends to go skiing and where. So what's so great about the product is the value prop. We sell our weather guarantees alongside outdoor bookings. So this could be travel and outdoor events. So if you're browsing tickets for, let's say, a water park, or if you're trying to book a week-long stay at a beach resort, our partners will allow you to purchase a weather guarantee for about 10% of the total trip price. And then the way it works during your actual trip is that each morning we'll be watching the weather. And if it indicates that there's going to be rain later in the day, you automatically get a text message saying that there's money waiting for you to collect. And as a customer, all you have to do is click that link and tell us where you want us to shoot that money. So there's no tedious claims process and no hassle with using our weather guarantee. The absolute best part about the product, though, is that you still get to keep your tickets. So if you booked a stay at a water park and it rains out, you get your money back and you still get to go. If you booked a day-long rental for a jet ski, you get that money back and you still get to go jet skiing in the rain, which honestly could be even more fun. So at Sensible, we really like to say that you shouldn't have to pay for bad weather. As we've grown our business, we've had new types of customer support queries popping up. And a lot of the time to help our customers in these problems, it requires us to go query databases, make ad hoc API calls. And a lot of the time, these processes can be error prone and overall just take a lot of time for our teams. So we began looking for different solutions on how to make some internal tools and apps to accelerate these processes. After researching different platform options, we decided that Retool is the best way to go forward with this, primarily due to how quick and easy it is to spin up a new application, iterate and make new features. And all of this is due to how easy it is to integrate with our own internal services, different platforms that we use like Zendesk. And then in terms of making the actual front end, Retool has a huge component library where you just drag and drop typical front end components. And we've pretty much done all of this with just a single engineer. So as we've made a few apps, we've solved a bunch of problems in these two verticals. First, in the customer support world, we're now able to quickly answer customer questions about how their guarantee works, what exactly are they covered for, and how does the reimbursement flow work. We're able to pull in all of this data and quickly display it to our customer support team and then relay that back to customers. Additionally, if we want to take a closer look into what a customer actually experienced in terms of the weather during their booking, we can quickly pull in forecast data and historical weather data and really understand what they're experiencing. And then lastly, if we want to trigger workflows to notify customers, help them with reimbursement, we can quickly do that with just a couple button clicks in our customer support apps. So a lot of these processes used to take 10 to 30 minutes per ticket for our team. And now it's reduced to a single minute or two to help our customers out. Over in the partnerships management world, we now have dashboards to view all the different partners that have integrated with us. We can see which ones are actively selling weather guarantees in production, and we can easily help them onboard to the next stage once they're done testing. Overall, after we've integrated with Retool, we now have a lot of these applications and dashboards with automated workflows, and it's really helped accelerate these processes, both for our customer support team, our biz dev team, and made it a much more smooth experience for all of our customers that are buying these weather guarantees. So that's given us a lot of confidence with growing our customer support team and onboarding new agents, and just knowing that we can accommodate our customers' needs at a much faster rate than before. So with that being said, let's jump into a demo. First, this is our primary customer support app. Just for the purpose of this demo, we stubbed out all of the data for privacy reasons. So all of this is test data. Up at the top here, we can see all of our open Zendesk tickets. That's the platform we use for customers to send in support tickets. So our agents can quickly see what this customer is writing about. And with just a click of a button, we're able to pull in that user's data, as well as view all the weather guarantees that they've purchased in the past and in the future. So we can see here that they have a booking in February for this water park. And then in the next section, we see the individual days that they're covered at this location. If we want to take a closer look into what the forecast said, we click that button and this modal pops up saying that 4 hours of rain were forecasted, which warrants a reimbursement in this case. So this next section actually does show that the customer's owed $100 and they've yet to collect it. So this modal actually allows us to re-notify them via SMS. So if they missed the text somehow, or if we needed to update their contact info, we can do that within this app and then re-notify them, and also trigger other workflows for communication and notifying customers about their weather guarantee. So this app has saved us a ton of time and allows us to really view and understand what's going on with our customers' guarantees. Next over here, we have our partner admin portal. So this allows our product and biz dev teams to easily see all the different partners that are integrating with us, whether they've already shipped weather guarantees in production or if they're into testing phases. So here, for example, we see that a campsite, a hotel, and a water park are currently onboarding with us. So if we take a look at the water park partner, we see that they're currently activated in the sandbox testing environment, but not yet in production. So really easy way to view what's going on with our partners, and we can activate or deactivate them in each respective environment. Lastly, we can also see how a partner has configured their weather guarantee. So this has to do with what type of weather they're covering for, payout configurations, and a bunch of other details. So it's been a great way to just view all these data objects and manage our partners. So what's in store for the future of Retool and Sensible? In the coming months, we definitely want to invest more time in growing our existing Retool apps as well as making new ones. First and foremost, we want to make more of these customer support workflows. We'll have more scenarios that we want to accommodate as customers submit more tickets and we find more needs for different types of communication and reimbursement. And then secondly, we also want to have deeper weather analysis embedded directly into our Retool apps. So it'll be like more fine-grained, detailed information about what did the forecast say, what actually occurred, what was the observed weather, and that'll give us a more like comprehensive understanding of what our customers experienced. And then lastly, we have localization. Given the global nature of travel, we've had a lot of inquiries asking when we're going to make weather guarantees available in other countries. So we've spent a lot of time investing into our product to ensure that both the experience of buying and using a weather guarantee is going to align with language, currency, and culture of any given country that is selling these. Retool is going to help enable that and make sure that we have the correct communication in place and just like overall app templates. So yeah, a lot of exciting stuff is happening in terms of our Retool development and at Sensible as a company. So check us out at sensibleweather.com. And we're really excited to continue to use Retool on this journey. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions or are interested in participating in a lightning demo in the future, please reach out to us at marketing@retool.com. Thank you.